What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Houston Oilers throwback week. The bye week's over. The quarterbacks, plural, have been named. We got a ton of stuff to go over. We got Vinny back. Let's not waste any time. Sammy, start me up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
Ladies and gentlemen, 94 yards. Touchdown, Titans. He is the baddest man in the NFL, and he just took her to the house.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast.
Sick!
It's gonna be sick.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. I'm joined, as always, by my two counterparts, Jarett and Vinny. Vinny, welcome back. I apologize for your loss as far as the Phillies go. I know you're probably still...
I don't apologize.
He's frozen already. Oh, okay. He said he's miming us to stop talking about it, so we're gonna stop.
Thank you.
We'll talk about what's more important right now, which is the end of this bye week and going into this first matchup since our break here against the Atlanta Falcons. Folks, it appears that we have two quarterbacks in play for this game on Sunday. Anyone who sees me on Twitter or knows anything about my feelings on it already know how appalled I am by the whole situation. But I'd give you both the floor to give me your thoughts on it. Vane, you were off last night or the last time we were in, so I'll let you go first. What do you think about this mess with these two quarterbacks?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that he's just playing possum really, and Will Levis will get the start. I don't even see the point in putting Malik out there for plays here and there. I don't. He's not going to be the quarterback of the future. Don't waste any time. See what Will Levis has, and that's that, you know. But even these answers, and we'll get to this later, the frustration with Vrabel. It seems like he's even getting frustrated with getting asked all these questions and starting the show and all of his interviews. His frustration, his short temper kind of went off, I think, yesterday on somebody. But I don't know. Even if I'm an opposing NFL coach, nobody's buying that. Like, I don't know who you're trying to kid. And if you are serious, then that's a problem in and of itself. You know, if you want to rotate these kids like it's the preseason, I mean, what are we doing? That would almost show me that he's trying to get fired, maybe, so he can get, you know, ahead of the game for maybe next year. Or someone brought up a good point. He's a great motivator. He might be good at the college level. Who knows? But if he makes a move like that, you know, I think he's just asking to get fired because, you know, there's only one Taysom Hill in the league, and these teams that, you know, try to get players in there, you know, quarterbacks every few series. I mean, it don't work. You know what I mean? There's only one Taysom Hill, like I said, who's like a Swiss Army knife who can do a lot of things. But Malik Willis is not that. So if he's in the field for an extended period of time, full drives, you know, I think Vrabel's asking to get fired. That being said, I don't think that's the case. I think we'll see Will Levis just about the whole game. So I think he's kidding. I hope he's kidding. But if he's not, see you later, dude. Like, it seems like he's got one foot out the door with the way some of his interviews have gone lately.
I'm like the total opposite with you guys with Vrabel. I love Vrabel. I mean, he was dealt the hand that he had. It is a pretty shitty hand right now, just like last year was, and the 2 years prior to that with the injuries that we had. But I do think he's playing possum, like you said, with the Atlanta Falcons. Not playing. Who's starting this weekend? You may get the start. You may get to hear who's going to start either tomorrow or Saturday, or who knows, maybe a game time decision. But all signs are pointing that's going to be Will Levis, and I am all over it. My percentage with you guys with Ryan Tannehill is out. I don't want to see him take another snap. I really want to see Will Levis take the reins and go for the rest of the year. But when he's talking about two quarterbacks going into this week, I kind of see it happening. If you really think about it, I think Will Levis is going to start, and on certain situations, third and shorts, maybe goal line packages and everything, like Sal's been vouching for the whole time. I think you're going to see the Malik Willis and Wildcat maybe running out, you know, with a tight end or something. I don't want to see it. I don't want Will Levis. I don't want to see it. But I'm saying if he's going to say that and he's staying true to that, you know, we're going with two quarterbacks, I think it's asinine because you're taking the momentum and everything away from Will Levis if he's having a good game. So I mean, I'm not thrilled with the 2 quarterback system. So if it's going to be Will, let Will go, and if it's going to be Malik, let Malik go. But
I almost wish we would just trade Malik. I'm sorry, just to
well,
get
I
him.
was gonna get.
Nothing against the kid. I wish him nothing but the best, but it doesn't seem like he's an NFL caliber quarterback, and he's doing nothing right now. Not being a distraction, but the fact that like he's even in consideration at this point with talk within the organization, it's like I just want it away, so we can't talk about it anymore. He's not the guy going forward. I don't care what anybody says. It's either Levis or we're gonna have to find the guy next year. So the bullshit with Malik, I'm just over it. Let him go for a 6th, 7th round pick. I don't really care. But sorry, Sal, I cut you off. But I had to get that in because I don't want to see Malik Willis anywhere near the field Sunday unless Levis gets hurt. It's nothing against him. We moved up and traded 2 picks to get this kid in the beginning, essentially the end of the 1st round because there was no 32nd pick this year. But let's see what he has. Give him an 11-game sample size from here on out. And unless there's an injury to him, I don't want to see anybody but him under center going forward. Give the kid a fair shake, and that's that.
All my heart of hearts believes that Will Levis is going to start this game, right? And if he does start and he does well, or even decently well, right? Even to win or even keep this game close if we lose.
Looks confident. You know what I mean? That's what I want to
looks confident. I'm telling you right now, I really think they're going to trade Malik Willis after this week. And the Patriots are a destination that Rob Gronkowski keeps bringing up, and they just released Malik Cunningham off their roster too. So they're in search of a quarterback as well. So, I mean, Malik has that same style of quarterback play, but I really believe that if it is the Will Levis show and he does well, I think they're going to ship him out so they're not going to have that controversy anymore.
I mean, that would be ideal. That would be ideal. So we could stop arguing about all this bullshit about who deserves another chance, who deserves to play over the other. But to your point, Jarett, I didn't want Malik Willis doing wildcat plays for Will Levis. I wanted him to do it for the fucking jerk off quarterback we had before that couldn't get a first down. So that's really what it boils down to. If it was going to be Will Levis time, it was supposed to be Will Levis time. And unfortunately now this kid's got to go into his first quote unquote start with all this bullshit banter about another guy getting snaps during his play. It's absurd. It's
not fair to him.
It's not fair to him. And it's only something that a clown show franchise would do. And I'm not calling us a clown show franchise, but I'm just saying, like, it's a clown show move. Like, you know, the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs, look at their coaches. Their coaches are going to go into opponents and say, oh, we're going to start 2 quarterbacks in one game. No, that's ridiculous. Nobody fucking does that, okay? If that was a thing, there multiple teams who have 2 decent quarterbacks would do that. There's plenty of backups in the league that some people will consider possible starters. They'd have those 2 guys going in and out. It just doesn't make any sense. That's why nobody does it. It's a ridiculous thing to ask our fan base to support. Vrabel's been absolutely just unbearable to watch at the podiums now. He's insulting the media. Told one guy looked stupid the way he was holding his hands yesterday. Horrible look for the franchise, for the owners and everything, the way he treats the media. I'm over it. And Jarett, and to another one of your points, you know, you talk about the hand he was dealt. That's fine, but you also have to understand that he's part of that hand that he was dealt. Okay, you know, he had a large hand in bringing John Robinson into the organization. He had a large hand in continuing to keep Todd Downing on the staff when his team had the worst offense in history. Okay, he had a large hand in a lot of these 11 of 13 losses. So, you know, again, it's just that we like to create defensive or defense modes for Vrabel, Tannehill, Henry, everyone that's ever done anything good here. After they do one thing good, that's it. You can't say anything else about them. That's just not how a real fan base works. But it's just pathetic the way things are going. And I really do hope they do trade Malik, and maybe that's the only reason why they're trying to do this, where we're like, all right, we only got 1 week to try to get both things done. See if Levis can play and see if Malik can do anything to maybe gain some talk. So even if that is what they're thinking, it's asinine. But we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm just happy that we're going to see all the uniforms and play a team that's beatable. I don't think we're going to beat them, but they are a team that's beatable. So
you know, what's another thing that frustrated me since we're on the topic of Vrabel, is how happy he looked in New England on Sunday.
Absolutely.
And listen, it was his day, and I'm not mad that he was happy to be there. He got his jersey retired. They had a big thing for him. He sat next to Kraft. Cool. You deserve that. But you can't look that happy on Sunday and then come in here looking like a pissed off teenage girl who just don't want to hear the truth. And then you're just being immature with your answers, with your critique of the media. You know, you can't have it both ways, coach. You know, you want to be happy for a whole other franchise, and maybe that's where you want to go if Belichick steps down to a front office role. You know, I tweeted about it. AC and I talked about it after a show a few weeks ago. Maybe you want to be there, cool. But you still have to lead a group of 53 men the following Sunday, a franchise you've given the keys to, you know, operate. So it was just frustrating to see how happy he was Sunday and then how annoyed and pissed off and uninterested he looked this week with the press conferences. Be happy. You deserve that. But then come here with that same energy this week. You know,
what was your thought on him with the last comment he made when we said we got a good football game to go win? What'd you think about that?
What yesterday?
No, when he went to New England after this, when at the end of his speech, he said, "I gotta go. You know, we got a football game to go win." What did you feel about that?
I don't know. I think it was his day and he was happy. I'm not going to critique. I'm not going to dive in on the guy, you know, and say that he shouldn't have said that. Listen, he had something done for him that only a handful of players in each organization has done for them. You know what I mean? And I get you're excited, and he was feeding off the crowd and the energy. Could he have maybe brought us up and said, you know, I'm the head coach of the Titans, but I'm still a Patriot deep down inside, and, you know, let's win this game. You know what I mean? Like, my roots started here.
No, I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, bro. I don't want to fucking hear it. 11 out of 13? No.
It's listen, I'm saying if he did want to mention us, sure, but I'm not going to hold it against him that said we have a game to win. Listen, the Patriots are where he made his bones. You know what I mean? He's loyal to that franchise. Yes, he's the head coach of the Titans, but to me, he was excited. I'm not going to hold it against him. That being said, I'm more frustrated about him being that happy in general that day and then coming here this following week with a pissy attitude. That's what I'm more upset about. The fact that he said, we have a game to win, yada, yada. Listen, he's forever ingrained in that franchise, sure. When he says we, it's because he probably means it, is that he was a part of their 3 Super Bowls. He's immortal in that fan base. So I understand him saying we, you know, I get that. I could see how it frustrated some Titans fans, and I hope it's because we're struggling and it's not because that we're a little jealous that he said that about them. I think where the frustration lies is the fact that we're struggling and he had all this energy out of nowhere for another franchise. But for him to say that, I'm not going to critique and dissect and nitpick things that he said. It was his day and he deserved it. And I wouldn't expect him to, you know, talk about us on his day with the Patriots.
Go ahead, Jarrett. It's been a minute for you. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm going to switch topics. I'm sick of Vrabel talk. So I don't have the stat genius shit this week. I mean, I'm going away. It's been a hell of a crazy week with work and everything. But I just want to switch topics to say
we have a promotion, by the way.
Thank you.
Jarett, very important person now.
Thank you. Very important person now. Yes. I'm speaking of we have to win a football game this week to get back on track. Just a couple stats really quick. We're averaging 17 points a game. I don't know how, after I'm reading all this, the Falcons are averaging 16 points per game, and their defense is letting up 285 yards per game. Our defense is 339 yards per game. How do you guys see us attacking their kind of stout defense right now and the leaders of the NFC South? How do you see us panning out against them? How are we going to attack this team?
Well, I want Sal, because I think Sal asked me about what Vrabel said so he can explain how he felt about it too. And we don't have to do that now, but I'm curious, Sal, I think you were a little frustrated as I was scrolling through Twitter last Sunday. We could touch on that afterwards, I guess, because I am curious to how you feel about it. But as far as how we're going to attack the Patriots.
Well, time out. If you're a grade 1 over here and you listen to the podcast, you would fucking know last week he said it.
Listen,
I didn't want to say that, but
listen.
I was worried about the Phillies and going to
when
the
you have a
series.
team that's in the NL Championship, you know, the priority changed for a few weeks. But
Over
I'm here now.
If I can turn my camera, I'm counting 1, through 11 World Series for the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh,
Yeah, 1-1-11. Yeah, St. Louis Cardinals. Just stop.
Again, no will be a Cardinal. That's for another
Yeah,
podcast.
and have fun with
How
it.
are we going to win against Atlanta?
Pay him $30 million a year to have a 4.5 ERA.
That's fine.
Have fun with it. You could have
That's
him.
fine.
You can have it. Anyway, see what you fucking did to me. See what you did.
Man.
So, how we're going to attack the Falcons, I don't know, dude. I am so lost with this team. I have no idea what we're going to do, how Will Levis is going to look, how long he's going to be in there. Is Willis going to be in there? You know what I mean? You just don't know how the team's going to look. MPF is going to get the start at left tackle. We don't know if Henry's even going to be here, if Hopkins – we don't even know. So I have no idea this team is – the only thing consistent about this team is that it's inconsistent. But I assume it's going to be bland and vanilla because they've done nothing to show us that it's going to be exotic and fun and, an air-rated attack. I don't know. I hope that for the sake of this kid, I hope that all of our best players are out there. Henry, Spears, Treylon, DeAndre. I hope we give this kid something to work with so we don't ruin him the way we ruined other quarterbacks trying to develop them because we were just, ignorant when it came to their development. And we didn't want to do anything to help them out. We were stubborn in our own way, trying to keep our identity true to our team and what it's been for our whole franchise, which is run first. Give this kid the weapons he needs, call plays that fit his skill set, and hope for the best. And other than that, though, that's what I hope they do. What they will do, I don't know. They might run Henry 40 times. Fuck it.
They might.
I have no idea.
40 times.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Until this team proves me otherwise, I'm just gonna always assume they're gonna do what they continue to do and what they have continued to do over the past decade now, is misuse the quarterbacks that they draft, not throw the ball nearly enough. And that's what I expect to see. I expect to see Levis to have maybe 12, 13 attempts. Maybe Malik has 4 or 5. I expect to see Derrick Henry run the ball probably 36 times to make sure he can get the absolute best game possible before they try to ship his ass. I don't have any confidence in anything this franchise is doing right now. So I need to be shown some light. I need to be shown some I need to be shown a path. I need to know what we're trying to accomplish here, okay? Because I was the first one to bring up Byard getting traded, but I'll say it again: a 5th and 6th in Edmonds is just a waste. It's just here you go, just take them, and we'll just accept some picks that might have a chance of being on the team when we draft them.
You wanted to release them. You wanted to release them in the off season last year, if I remember correctly, when you and I had our little tiff. I think you were talking about releasing him outright to save the money.
Yes, but once we didn't do that, I
know, but
releasing him in the middle of the year wouldn't do any good.
I know, but it's obvious that he wasn't going to be part of this team next year. So as opposed to getting nothing, I'm more on the side of Sammy. I know he said it in the group chat. I don't hate. Yes, I would have loved a 4th and a 5th and Edmonds, but a 5th and a 6th and a young safety who could maybe be with us for a little bit. Who knows? I mean, it's better than the nothing we would have got for him if we let him walk after the year and outright released him. Yeah, a 5th and a 6th might not turn out to be much, but we needed draft capital. You're not getting a 2nd or a 3rd for a 31-year-old safety who looked like he has lost his step. So they got what they could get, and it's unfortunate that he's no longer here, but it is what it is.
I'll be honest, though. I'm thinking about it now. I don't think I wanted them to cut him outright. I think I just really want them to make a trade.
We'll have to go back. But that was the best that I got. But I will admit that, you were right, and he wasn't the same player this year, although I think he still can play. I think he's going to be a great locker room addition, but he was not the same player. And, he ended up getting traded. So you were right in saying that maybe he shouldn't be here anymore. And I think if, was a lot of loyalty to him, deservingly so. He was a great player, a great leader, probably the best safety in the history of the franchise, in my opinion. But, it is what it is, and the compensation is what it is. And, 5th and a 6th in Edmonds, it could have been worse. They could have released him at the end of the year or last year, and we could have gotten nothing for him. So it is what it is.
Listen, the only good thing is this team's as healthy as it's been since week 1. So if you're going to go into a game with 2 kids as quarterbacks, which is stupid as fuck, but if you're going to do it, at least this team should be as healthy as they possibly can be, and they should be able to protect them as best as they can be. Now, that's not saying much, but I don't know. It's just to touch on Vrabel real quick. I am going to hold him accountable for it. I think it's ridiculous that he said it, and that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. I think you're muted. You're muted, Ben.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
What, you're annoyed that you're annoyed at the word we, that he said we as if he's part of that franchise. But Sal, don't you think that like if you were in Vrabel's shoes, that like you would feel like you're part Patriot forever? You're a part of that dynasty. You are an integral part of the offensive and defensive and offensive side. You know what I mean? It was
very simple, though. It's very, very simple.
What would you have liked him to say on his day of grace in New England?
Okay, you either, if you're going to accept an award while you're still coaching another NFL team, you can't say that shit. If you want to say all that shit, that's fine. You got to wait till you're done coaching in the league. That's it. What is he going to coach till he's 100 years old? No, he'll coach probably another 10, 15, max 20 years. And then he could say, oh, Patriot. No, dude, you're the coach of an embarrassing fucking team that can't score, that can't win, that can't do anything right. And then like you said, you show up to the podium with your fucking mope face on, bullshitting, talking to the fucking media like they're trash. And then you go over there and you act like it's fucking hunky-dory and it's like party. No.
I agree. I'm frustrated too in this. I'm not mad that he said we have a game to win, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself as to him being ingrained in that franchise's history and, scored touchdowns in Super Bowls and was a starting middle linebacker, and I think he was a captain on some of those teams. I'm more annoyed that he didn't keep that energy. That it seemed like during that game he felt a little refreshed. The bye week was good for him. He was in a better mood, and then he just came here like a fucking like a pissy teenage girl, like I said. So my frustration isn't what he said. He has the right to be happy and enjoy his day of glory, but then keep that same energy, dude. You know what I mean? Like he was embarrassing yesterday. It just looked like a kid giving an attitude in a high school class that he just wants to get kicked out of class and he's just saying whatever he wants because he doesn't even smile.
He doesn't even smile when they win during interviews. He never smiles. He looks just as fucking miserable answering questions after they win.
For the last 2 years, that's all he does. That's all he does. Just stands there like this. It looks like
on the sideline, yeah.
It looks like he's trying not to throw up, like he drank too much, and he's focusing on not throwing up and breathing. Like that's how he's looked for the past 2 years. We got to stop. Jarett still thinks he's a top 5 coach in the NFL. Listen, he would be unemployed for 5 minutes.
I'm done with the conversation. I'll let you guys talk about it because Vinny wasn't here.
He'd be unemployed for 5 minutes. I get that, but it's what have you done for me lately? We're going to miss the playoffs for a second year in a row, 3rd time since he's been here, I think his 6 years. So he has missed the playoffs as much as he's made the playoffs. He went on an AFC title run on the shoulders of Derrick Henry and a stout defense when they were all in their prime. And then he fumbled big time with the first round bye. And I know that was part on Tannehill, but like Sal said, he had a hand in making a lot of these decisions. So I'm grateful for him, and listen, if he had a better attitude, maybe like he wanted to be here and said things that made us believe that he wanted to be here, it might be a different story. But the results for him lately, 2-11 in the last 13, and his attitude in general has turned off a lot of fans. And it almost looks like through his behavior that he don't give a shit if he's here next year. And that's just my opinion. I like him as much as the next guy. He would be unemployed for 5 minutes before a top-notch college program scooped him up, or the Patriots or whoever. He would have any job he wants. But sometimes you need a new face, man. And I'm not calling for his head and saying I want him to get fired. But if he did at this point, thanks for what you did for us, buddy, when it's time to move on.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say, look at all the other coaches that act that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. Okay. He's a 6-time champion. You could argue Mike Tomlin is very stern during most of his interviews. He's a Super Bowl champion.
Never had a losing season. Never had a losing season.
Andy Reid at times is very dull. Multiple time Super Bowl champion. Okay, they have a resume that can back up the fact that they can go to their job.
Harbaugh's another one.
Harbaugh, yeah, I mean he's got one, but no, he Harbaugh smiles. Harbaugh will get up there and smile on the stand. Really, it's really only Belichick is the only guy comparable to the way Vrabel acts on a weekly basis, consistently. Even those other guys I mentioned, occasionally they'll crack a smile. Mike Vrabel looks as miserable as anyone can look after every damn game, no matter what the outcome is. The only way you're able to do that without any slack, in my opinion, is if you have rings to back it up. And he doesn't have anything to fucking back it up. So we're gonna end that. But as far as the game's concerned, we gotta try to attack him through the air. I think we're gonna be as healthy as we possibly can. Let's start using Burks again. We got to find out if he's got a place on this team, and that's it. We're gonna have Will Levis slinging the ball in an Oilers jersey. I mean,
I'm telling you,
surreal.
we got to utilize Will Levis and his quick release. You want to talk about quick release and his footwork throughout the whole week that we've been seeing? He's been a lot faster, smoother, and cleaner, in my opinion, versus Malik Willis and all the drills. Now he has to translate that to an NFL game. He's going to have his full weapons with Chig, who has done nothing all year, who has to step up now. Treylon Burks is back after missing 4 games, and you have DeAndre Hopkins. They have to utilize all those weapons, and I do. I hope Treylon Burke. I come on either after the show while I'm sitting in a cabana on the beach. I come on, and I hope Treylon Burke has 95 yards and a touchdown, and we win the game. I really hope I can say that about him, because I do root for him, but I am over it because the fact that he can't stay on the field. So prove me wrong, and I hope this team proves me wrong. I just want to see a spark from the quarterback position in this game. If we're going into predictions for the Titans game right now, I do think that we are going to win this game. I have a prediction of 19-17 with Nick Folk winning, kicking the game-winning field goal. Like I said, it's 17 and 16. We're both averaging right there. I think Will Levis gets it done with the home crowd. I do not see us losing after a bye week, especially with the Oilers jerseys on at home. I think Vrabel's going to have the team prepared. They've been saying Will Levis is very exciting at practice. He's been developing very well throughout the whole offseason and even into season. So if they're going to give this kid the reins, I would love to see him throw the ball at least 25 times on Sunday. I know you guys may think that's crazy because we didn't see it with Malik Willis last year when he came in for Ryan Tannehill, but I really think that, this is Rand's guy. They moved up for him. They want to see, with an expiring contract with Ryan Tannehill next year, I really think that they're going to give him the reins on Sunday, and it's going to be full go with him. So that's my prediction for this weekend. 19-17. It's a win for the rookie, and hopefully we'll all be happy moving forward with him at the quarterback position.
That sounds like a Titan score right there, 19-17, just an ugly game. I also have us winning 21-20, and I have us winning because it makes no sense. That's why. Nothing about this team makes sense. Just when I think we're going to lose, we'll win, and vice versa. I could see, if we put our all of our talent out there as healthy as we've been all year, some energy with the Oilers thing and a new quarterback. Hopefully we feed off that. And the Falcons are nothing to write home about. They're in the lead in their division, but they've had some ugly games. It's a winnable game. I won't be surprised if we lose, but I think we'll win this game 21-20, a close, ugly game.
My final score, 31-17 Titans.
Oh, boy.
31.
For
the first time since what?
25 games.
Before we met? I don't think we even met last time.
It wasn't that long.
We did, dude.
I don't know, man. It's
25 games, bro.
Jesus Christ, man.
But they scored 30-something in Green Bay.
No, 28.
28.
Well, anyway, 31-17. Levis going to have 2 touchdowns. Malik's going to have a rushing touchdown. And Jeffrey Simmons is going to get this team jacked up on defense to play with the exit of Byard and the jerseys and being home in the bye week. Jeff's going to be a captain and figure a way to get us a victory. What that's going to mean after that, I don't know. But I think they're going to win this game. It doesn't mean I have us doing anything as far as division goes, but I think they're going to win this game. I don't know why. And if I'm wrong, nothing's going to be new there. But that's it. So before we get into our picks for the week, we will give a quick shout out to our great sponsors over at DraftKings. NBA fans, The wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose it, doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins.
Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code 6sports. New customers get $200 in bonus bets instantly for just betting $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Code with 6sports.
Jared's head is already in
Turks and Caicos.
You sounded like one of them commercials where, like, if you or anyone you know has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you are entitled to damages. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
So, maybe that's how this Titans fan base feels right now. But yeah, it's a no-brainer there, fellas. $5. $5 bet gets you $200 in free bets when you use the code 6sports. And don't forget, guys, if you have a gambling problem, don't steal your mother's catalytic converter or pawn, your dog. Get some help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. Bet with your head. Don't bet over it. But yeah, we got to pep it up next time, Jared. Come on.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
That little
all our lives. What are you gonna do? Nothing.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
On vacation already.
It's gonna be Sal's next chat too.
She lived a good life. I'd sign up for 92.
Yeah. I'd sign up for 195 if you know what I mean. Passing from Levis. Let's move on to our picks, guys. So I'll let Jarett. You can kick us off. Give us your parlay for the week.
I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit before I go. I'm gonna put this parlay in before I hit the plane tomorrow. I am going with the Pittsburgh Steelers +2 at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Pittsburgh handles it well. The Jaguars, I think the Pittsburgh defense is gonna get all over Trevor Lawrence. Houston, I'm taking them -3.5 against Carolina. CJ Stroud, I think Bryce Young is he back yet? Either way, they're going to whack. I think they're going to wax the floor with Carolina. Either way, Houston's a better, all around better team. Carolina's not getting their first win of the season this Sunday. And my lock of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs -7 versus the Denver Broncos at Denver. Patty Mahomes, as much as I do not like the Chiefs, he owns the Denver Broncos, and just like Peyton Manning owned us back in the day. So I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes the whole way.
I am rolling with the Houston Texans as well, -3. I just think they're a better team, well coached, just the franchise headed in the right direction. And the Panthers, I don't know. I think they're just bad. Lay the 3 points on the road. I don't really care. Seattle -4, I like against those Cleveland Browns. They're not going to keep it up forever. Seattle's a tough place to play. Cleveland's traveling cross country to play there. Backup quarterback. I just don't know how long they can keep winning like this at this rate. Seattle should be getting, be a little healthier than they have been the last few weeks as well. So I'll take the Seahawks and lay the 4. And then my lock of the week is Cincinnati +4. San Fran has not looked the same the last few weeks. We don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Debo's out. McCaffrey still might be banged up. Those Bengals, I think, are catching fire and will be there at the end of the season like they have been the last few years. I will take the 4 points with the Bengals, and I think they win outright if you want to get a little money line sprinkle there. So those are my 3 picks, with Cincy being the lock.
All righty. For me, I'm going Titans. I think they're getting 3.5. I just said they're going to blow them out, so obviously I'm liking that bet. 2.5 actually. My second pick of the week is going to be the Jets -3. This is going to be a Jet home game in my opinion. I think Giant fans are sold out, and the defense of the Jets is elite and that's an understatement. And the Giants' offense is an absolute joke. So combine that, and I don't know how they do not win by more than 3. And my lock of the week is going to be the same, or this is all 3 of us together with this game. So if you're watching, make sure to put some nice action on this. I love the Houston Texans -3 against Carolina. Bad news for us, of course, but Money's more important for everyone out there than this bullshit that we're dealing with right now. So why don't you take advantage of it and bet those Texans -3 heavy. So those are our picks for the week. We get you guys our predictions for the game. That's about it for us tonight. Shout out to all of us. We finally hit our 1,000 subscribers, so we want to thank all of you as well for taking care of us today to get us the extra way there. We're not stopping. We're only going to get better and better. So golf clap to all you guys that got us to that 1,000 subscribers. And
hey, the Ric Flair, baby.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while. There hasn't been a fucking reason to play that in a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't have the energy to do a Ric Flair woo right now.
Yeah, man.
If Will Levis goes off on Sunday and I somehow get service, which I'm going to have it, I'm going to try to get on the podcast. Watch out, because Jared's going to have a few too many. And if Will Levis throws 2 touchdowns with a 250 spot, I'm going to be walking. I'm my wife, and I'm going to give it to him. Maybe I'll give you Stone Cold Steve Austin. Who knows? But
what are you going to drink in there? They don't have IPAs down in Turks and Caicos.
No, they don't. They don't. But if you haven't been to an island recently, my drink is called an iceberg. So it's a beer with a frozen margarita on top. So it looks like an iceberg. Shit is lethal and keeps your beer cold. You can get the best of both worlds. You got the liquor.
I think they got those at Jose Tejas.
Yeah, but it's reverse. It's a margarita with a beer on top. This is a beer and a margarita on top.
So what you're saying is Logan, Luke, and your other kid's name I forgot.
Shout out Jace.
Shout out Jace. No free shout outs. Enjoy it while you're young, kid. It only gets harder, but they might be having another sibling in 9-10 months if you have not too many of those iceberg.
Kitchen's closed.
Well, all I know is if Will Levis goes crazy, you're gonna have to get on the stream, Jarett, in Turks and Caicos, and then you're gonna have your wife have the phone right up next to you, so that way she can play this right as you're walking in.
No doubt about it.
Put one of the hotel robes on.
Give it to me. I'm bringing I'm not bringing this jersey because I don't want to ruin it. I am bringing a jersey down there. I'm going to be decked out in my Titan stuff. So listen, I'm telling you right now, Will Levis goes off when we win this game. I am going to go balls to the wall.
Good. And we're going to have Sammy's going to hit us with a Ric Flair woo right before we sign off. So get that button ready. But anything else we're going to add before we close out for tonight, boys?
Guys, if you don't, I'm probably not going to be on the Steelers podcast that Tuesday and that Thursday after the live. I'll see about it, but I highly doubt it. But hold it down, and hopefully we get some 2 wins while I'm away. So
enjoy yourself. Be safe. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Yeah. Stay thirsty. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up for tonight. Thanks everybody for joining in. Hope everyone has a great night, great day, great rest of their week. And we'll catch you on the flip. So, Sammy, can I get one more woo before we leave? That's it, baby. Tighten up. Sammy, send me out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.